Greetings, everyone, and welcome to Pillai Center and AstroVed Power Time practice here on, just checking the AstroVed calendar here, which everyone can purchase on AstroVed, and it is such a handy tool to have. So today we have Saturday, the 5th of May, 2018. It is a 6th moon, and it is on the waning cycle. We have Purvashada star up until about 4 o'clock today here in Eastern Daylight Time. And we have a powerful week ahead, as usual. So what I do with this calendar is you see all these yellow highlighted places, those are power times. So there are times wipe out karma, so wipe out delays, wipe out challenges. So when we're connecting with these power times, what's behind the power are these archetypal energies that are part of our collective unconscious. And as Dr. Pillai has shared with us over the years and decades, perhaps with some of us, it is so important to pay attention to time. So welcome to everyone who's joining for the first time, and those of you who have been joining from week to week, month to month, and year to year. It is an honor and a pleasure to be of support and service, and I missed everyone last night on the Fire Lab because we had storm warnings and also huge high winds that caused some deaths here in the place where I am in Ontario, Canada. And so God bless everyone there who maybe you know somebody or you were in that area that got damaged with these high winds and severe storms. So we'll just take a moment internally and just pray for those people. God bless. Om Namah Shivaya. And that's what we can do when something happens to us that is out of our control. We can pray. So thank goodness Gerada did the Fire Lab for Shrimbrazi immersion program last night. And tonight I'll be joining the call or facilitating the call for anyone who wants to join. And it is intended for to reach those people in Asia and Southeast Asia and Australia, New Zealand on the other side. So you're welcome to join as well, those of you who will be here. It's going to be at 10 p.m. So that's the housekeeping out of the way for Shrimbrazi immersion, because somebody has been sharing, or some of you have been sharing on chat, we missed you last night. And so that's what was going on. We had no power here and no internet. And I was praying that everyone would be safe. So thank goodness you all got your Fire Lab and everyone is pretty safe here in Toronto area. So what we want to do is, because we cannot control nature and we cannot control even what's going on every day in our life, because we don't know what kinds of karmas are going to come at us. So chances are why we're here today, most of us, is because we want to find out how to navigate life and how to get on the good side of the divine, so to speak, because everything is divine, right? Good or bad. It's all a divine play. And here you can see on the fireplace, we have a Nataraj, the dancing Shiva, and there is an Abhishekam or hydration ceremony that occurs only 6 times a year. And why only 6 times a year? Well, you can read about that on AstroVed or Pillai Center. But mostly what we want to do is note when things are out of control. The Lord comes. The Lord is always there. God is always there inside of us and also around us. However, being on the earth plane, things can happen where if the collective unconscious or conscious is really negative, then the earth is going to start to be disturbed. And then in high places, such as where Shiva Loka is, the location of Shiva, he will come in the form of Rudra, this dancing Shiva, who will just destroy any negativity because he doesn't want the people on the earth plane to suffer. And then there's a creation energy in this dance of destruction. You can see he's got a circle of flames around him. And then he's got in his various hands different sacred objects. And he's doing a dance where he has one foot on this little guy they call the ego. So he's not so big. So when our ego gets out of control and we're worried and we're scared and we're frustrated and we're angry and we're upset, he just keeps it under control because that will contribute collectively to negativity plus, plus, plus. Right? So we already have enough going on in our life. We've got to navigate this earth plane. So if we're contributing to that negativity, then we're causing destruction of our own destiny. So the good news is when we propitiate Lord Nataraj with an Abhishekam once every, there's only 6 times a year that it's celebrated, and that's coming up on the 7th, which is actually an 8th moon, an 8th waning moon for Kala Bhairava. So it's a great time to start something fresh and new and be something fresh and new. And then with this creative energy, he also has the ability to protect your manifestations. So whatever ideas you have, please keep them to yourselves until you plant those ideas and they're starting to grow. And then you don't dig them up or have someone else dig into it. So that's one of the general rules that Dr. Pillai shares is if you have an astrology consultation or if you have a Nadi astrology consultation, or if you're in a community where you're sharing your manifestations, be careful. Because people, even though they might say, oh my God, that's awesome, because they don't have that idea or they're not manifesting, they will feel that about themselves. And you referenced it, or you kind of poked the bear, so to speak, that they didn't even know they would be jealous or envious or frustrated about their own selves. And then they're putting that negativity into the space. Yikes, it happens, but that's the way of the world, isn't it? Until we evolve. So just a precautionary note, and don't freak out, oh my God, I already told people what I'm doing. Just ask the divine at this point in time to protect your manifestations. And then as you're moving forward, you just keep that to yourself as if it's your goal, it's your gift. And then you have come to, the Lord has given you this opportunity to think high thoughts that will manifest something that might be prosperous for you and others, and then also help you to progress spiritually. So hang on to your manifestations until they manifest, and then you can share it with everyone. But it's like a little seedling. You don't want to expose it to too many external forces that might disturb it, and then out it goes out of the ground, right? So what I thought about last night as I was praying for everyone to be safe and praying for the goddess Lakshmi to come and just make sure that everyone has the means to repair any damages that have been made and so on. Yeah, with grace and ease of the divine. So I was thinking, okay, well, what is the point of bringing these divine beings or praying to these divine beings? Are they going to help people really? And that's the big billion, trillion, gazillion dollar question, isn't it? Will we be able to witness in our lives and experience in our lives in this lifetime heaven on earth? And that may or may not be answered. So how do we navigate this? Do we get despondent? Do we get discouraged and say, oh, you know, it's never going to happen? You know, some people are going to die off and that's their karma. And, you know, so you're very flatlined about life and you're dispassionate. So it's very important to keep bringing light in. And the way we bring light in is to pay attention to these power times that will renew that energy or that light or intelligence within us. Because last night, as I was groping in the dark, I had all the fire labs set up ahead of time when it was light out. And I was all ready to go. And then as it got darker and darker and came closer and closer to the time, I just said, it doesn't look like it's going to happen. And which it didn't on my end, but they had set up in San Diego, so everything was fine. But I was thinking about light. Light is intelligence. Light gives you the ability to act before the dark comes. So we want to be prepared as possible and then not attached to the outcome. So there was a beautiful Facebook video, and maybe it's on Pillai Center YouTube, that Dr. Pillai had shared. I'm not sure when it was, but he was talking about the Bhagavad Gita and how the Gita says, you know, you can't be attached to the fruits. You do whatever you need to do to be prepared in your life and do your life as best you can. And then keep going towards the light, because the light, whether it's going to be dark in your space, your external environment, you cannot let that darkness destroy the light from within or dim it even. So in the dark, we want to even go more into the light, because when it gets dark outside, we need to be alert, aware, and keep cultivating our spiritual practice no matter what. So that was the lesson that I was very happy to learn or renew or review, because Dr. Pillai shared so many times, be prepared, be prepared, be prepared. Not for the worst, but just be prepared. And how we prepare best is every day we're doing a spiritual practice. So Powertime practice is about tuning in to those power days where every day, if we can't do our spiritual practice, at least or at most, we can tune in and ask for blessings on these power days. So power days this week are going to be today, which is actually a 6th moon, and it's great to destroy enemies, diseases, debts, litigation, any lawsuits pending, or if you're going through a lawsuit, or if you don't even know that you're going to have a lawsuit. However, the indicators in your chart say, you know what, 6th house matters. You got to pay attention. You may have a lawsuit coming up, or you may have avoided lawsuits in the past because of grace and because you were on your spiritual path, and the divine was saying, you know what, you're always going for the higher, so no need to go through a lawsuit. And so that's the 6th moon. It gets rid of health issues, diseases, debts of the body. You, in some lifetime, or maybe coming from your ancestors, you're paying for the diseases that they had that now that they've gone to higher planes and they're scrambling out there, we got to give them something to do so that they won't come and want to try to act out this disease so they can treat it. So if you've inherited heart issues or cancer or rheumatoid arthritis or any type of arthritis, aches and pains of the body, or psychological problems, so any depression or any anger issues or any kind of mental disturbances of the peace of mind. We want to have peace of mind. That's why we're here on the spiritual path. And if we've come across Dr. Pillai's teachings, we know that we're going to be able to nip it in the bud, because he teaches all about being prepared for what lies ahead, and not only just being prepared, like putting on a raincoat if it's going to rain. You got to really be prepared inside. You got to be prepared, prepare your place, your space that you're in, so you don't have any damage going on from the rains or the power going out. You got to prepare. So this is all about preparing for 6th moon problems or issues. So you might have problems with your neighbors, as people have shared over the years, that I'm doing my spiritual practices and my neighbors are being nice to me now. God, we got to have neighbors who are nice because we live next door to them or across the street from them, and we don't want to have dirty looks or evil eye. So Lord Murugan will help us to overcome all those issues. If you have problems with siblings or in your marriage, he also helps to destroy that negative force that comes in and says you have to suffer. So that's sixth moon, and we're going to have a beautiful meditation with the veil, which is this object, this sacred object that is available on Pillai Center or Astrovid. It's got a little bit of juice on it because I just stuck it in a lime, and that's what you do, is you just pierce the skin and you shove it in. And then that way, whatever negativity was going to be happening, it's now destroyed. Whether you believe that or not, try it out. It works instantaneously. So, and also, if you've been feeling like low energy or demotivated or totally stressed out because you have so much going on and you don't have the willpower to keep doing whatever it is that you need to do, you have a weak Mars. Your Mars is not in control. So you need to really pay attention to Mars and get that willpower up, get that energy up, get that focus up. Short-term focus is what he will give us. And then there is a beautiful service that's offered through Pillai Center and Astrovid, and is propitiating Lord Murugan as the Tiruchendur Murugan. So Tiruchendur is a temple in South India where the Lord came and he destroyed the worst demon forces on the planet at that time. And that he helped with people to overcome major health issues. So if you have a major health issue of the body, of the mind, of the psyche, on the spiritual level, we don't even know spiritually where we are messing up. So this Tiruchendur Murugan will get rid of that, and he will help you to become a leader. In fact, a lot of world leaders over the centuries go to this temple, and they get a lot of empowerment from the Lord there, and then they will have that ability to be protected and then combat any negativity that's coming their way with his grace and blessings. So it's a very powerful temple. And what does it do internally? As Dr. Pillai has shared, it will root out scarcity consciousness. It will root out debt consciousness. So everyone on the whole earth plane is in debt. Everyone is having financial issues, and they're all in debt to their ancestors. In the Kali Yuga, we didn't know when we were born into this lifetime how to get out of the debt. So we've come across the teachings here, and we can certainly start. And as and when we do start to take a few steps towards your spiritual path, towards the Lord, towards getting divine assistance, then who walks towards us 1,000 steps is the divine, right? It's quoted in the Bible, and it's also in other sacred texts as well, in various religions and cultural belief systems. So we can't be wrong on that, right? So we might want to check out that service that is offered to bring in the royalty consciousness of Lord Murugan to help you to become a leader in your life, rather than taking a back seat and being dragged here and there and everywhere by life circumstances, which most people, they do. Oh, well, it's because of this, it's because of that, it's because of her, it's because of him, it's because of somebody. The cause is something outside of us, right? And that may be true. However, what kind of life is that? We got to be leaders in our life. We have to just combat those forces. And we can't do it on our own. We've tried. So getting the blessings of Lord Murugan, who will open up the second chakra. So the second chakra is that chakra which will destroy, once it's open, it will destroy negative forces that are causing us to be continually in debt, whether that's financial debt, whether it's relationship debt, whether it's health debt. Some form of payback needs to be done. And if you just put your hand on that and the lower part of your belly, just under your navel. Just put your hand there now while you're listening. And then tune in. You can even close your eyes, nobody's looking. But you can tune in to the energy of that area and feel what you feel. You might feel blocked. Thoughts might come to you about your finances, about your problems with relationships, about any litigation that you're going through or may be going through, and you don't want it, but you're having fear around that, just hearing about it. Oh my God, is that gonna happen to me? It could, because if you're reacting to it, then that seed is planted. So this propitiating this form of Lord Muruga at Tiruchendur, and through this service, or through just observing him, if you can't afford the service at this point in time, observing Lord Muruga every Tuesday. And I just said, if you can't afford the service, the full service, it's a free archana that you can do. So Dr. Pillai has even encouraged people, just participate in this. There's a free service. So you have to sign up before Tuesday this week, which is the 8th. And that is going to be still hovering around the 8th moon, which is a Kala Bhairava moon. Again, Lord Nataraj is going to be propitiated on that day through the Nataraja Abhishekam. And then Kala Bhairava is the energy of the god of time who constructs time. So he's the one who says, I'm going to construct different time zones. And in those different time zones, just like in the world, there's a power, there's an energy. So whatever time zone you're in, you can just, reflect on what is the power of my country? What is the financial situation in my country overall? What is in my time zone, even not just my country, but my time zone? And what is, how do people interact with one another? What's the culture like? What's the political system like? What's the educational system like? And you will see there's a power, there's an energy in your time zone. So just like that around the world, in the various time zones, there are various energies, or the consciousness of the people there reflects that zone of existence, that zone of time. So the time is constructed by Kala Bhairava, and Kala Bhairava constructs time for all divine beings, including ourselves here on the earth plane. But all divine beings such as Shiva, Ganesha, Jesus, Muhammad, any god, any divine being or archetype that are on these other planes are controlled by this god of time. He was called Kronos in Greek mythology, in ancient Greek mythology. So you can read about him there. And so what Kala Bhairava does is he takes us, because we say, okay, I'm gonna get my consciousness locked into your consciousness because you're like the CEO of time. So you will make me to use my time wisely. You will make me to have miracles because I will waste so much time. And when I waste time, as Dr. Pillai shares, and anyone who is a mentor for anyone to use their time wisely, they will always say that time is money, time is energy, time is intelligence, time is your karma. Time is your karma. Time is your karma. So what are you thinking right now in this moment in time? And that will be your karma. So we want to get into divine time where we can connect with Kala Bhairava. And this is Kala Bhairava here. He's golden. And he has a dog. And it makes sense. I was thinking, okay, why does Kala Bhairava have a dog? Because with a dog, when we have a pet dog, what do we have to do? We got to get up early in the morning. We have to make sure that that dog is fed first thing in the morning. It's taken for a walk or a run. It's taken care of. It, you know, we can't leave it on its own. We have to pay attention to it all the time, right? So or have someone else, a dog sitter, come or dog walker. So it makes sense in this day and age in most countries that if you have a pet dog, you got to really pay attention to it. Why? Because it's going to protect you, right? It's going to be your companion. Big or small, it's going to be your best friend. And it's going to be, as most people share, it's better than having anybody in my life because it loves me unconditionally. People in my life don't love me unconditionally, which is kind of sad. But anyways, so getting back to Kala Bhairava. Kala Bhairava, the god of time, he will help us to make sure that we're using our time wisely. And look at that smile on his face. Aww. He's happy because we're talking about him. Why? Because his time is coming up on the 7th Monday here in Eastern Daylight Time, according to the New York Astroved calendar. So the time zone for us to propitiate Kala Bhairava, to get the blessings of all divine beings who are they have their own time zone, and then they will give us boons and blessings. We need to pay attention to him on his day. So, and then Astroved and Pillai Center are also going to be celebrating Kala Bhairava, 8 forms of Kala Bhairava in a rare Bhairava Grand Homa series. So there's 8 forms of Bhairava, and these are power days that you can tune into for 15 types of blessings. And we'll talk a little bit about that after the meditation. So this being is who we are going to get the blessings from today, along with Lord Murugan, to set the stage for this next week. Whether we know it or not, or do anything else after this, you are going to have that consciousness come alive inside of you, because it's going to be poured into you. You came here with an empty cup, meaning you're empty. You want some knowledge, you want some wisdom, you want some grace and blessings to be filled up so that you can be fulfilled, knowing that your soul got what it needs for this week ahead, and then also what it needs to guide you, so that when you're moving ahead in life, you're thinking, oh my God, I don't want to waste time. So how do we come out of wasting time, which means wasting money, energy, and so on, is that we tune into a mantra all the time. So a mantra for Kala Bhairava is Vudyamo Bhairava, and I'm not sure if someone is on here that they can put on the chat Vudyamo Bhairava, the spelling of it. We've talked about it every time an 8th waning moon comes, so you can check out Pillai Center blog, and then Powertime practice blog. Pa. Okay, here we go. This pa means sin. Pa means sin. And as Dr. Pillai shared in San Diego, sin means missing the mark. So we're missing out. So when you hear me say pa, don't miss, you'll be full of sins. You'll be missing out on the power, because Baba removes sins. So Babaji, Dr. Pillai's spiritual name is Dattatreya Shiva Baba. Baba at the end means to get rid of the sins of everyone. That consciousness that says, I'm going to miss the mark. I'm going to miss out on opportunities. I'm going to miss out on having high energy. I'm going to miss out on love and support from other people, because I'm in slow time and I'm in low time, low energy time. So in low energy, how do we feel? We feel despondent, we feel upset, we feel depressed. Depression is just pushing the energy down, right? Oppress is like stepping on it, right? So when we have optimism, we've opted for something else. We're opening up. We're asking, okay, what else is there? Because I can't stand when I'm down here. I can't do it anymore. And you can't, because someone is standing on your head. They're keeping you down. So you have to fight your way up. And you can't do that physically or emotionally or verbally, because people are going to say you're out of control. So he will get you in control of time and in control of yourself, so that you will be selecting whatever it is that you need to do calmly. Saturn is also, his birthday is coming up. And Saturn loves when you pray to Kala Bhairava, because Saturn will pay attention to Kala Bhairava, because Kala Bhairava has created that he's constructed that time zone for Saturn. So if you're having challenges with Saturn, and some people are in the ultimate Saturn year-long service that is offered through Pillai Center Astrovet, and then also Lalita, one of our Pillai Center teachers, she's guiding everyone every week on Saturdays, just prior to this call actually, where you can learn about how to propitiate Saturn and how to get him on your good side. So Kala Bhairava will really help you to do that. And so Saturn's birthday is also coming up, and that is on the 15th, which is a new moon. So it's a time for you to get the blessings of Lord Saturn. If you're not needing your long package, you can't afford that right now at this point in time, then at least propitiate him, Lord Saturn, on his birthday, and you will get a lot of blessings, because on the new moon, that's all about ancestors, and ancestors want to deliver you their karma on a new moon. They bombard your brain and body. You think you're thinking. It's your ancestors who are thinking through you, because all your cells are made up of the DNA of your ancestors. Oh my God. That's why we do Tarpanam, right? So that's Kala Bhairava. He also comes in a lovely yantra. So there might be a yantra that is available through, if you participate in services offered through Pillai Center Astrovet, and that is the yantra for Swanakashana Bhairava, means the gold Bhairava. He's gold. So he will help you to attract a golden life. And then he is also in this form. This yantra came many, many years ago for me, and he has been this yantra, which means a machine. If you just stare at this right now, gaze, not stare with your eyeballs like fixated, but gaze with your eyes, your eyelids a little bit, maybe half open, and then you just go more into the middle of your brain. So concentrate your eyesight to go into the middle of your brain and relax your eyes, your eyelids, and then just absorb the energy of Kala Bhairava. Here, in this sacred geometry, which will do more for you than thinking about things. Feel your heart. Feel your throat. Feel your brain. Maybe you might have some tingling going on in your body. Om Ram Kala Bhairava. So that's Kala Bhairava. And oh, I have another Swarna. I have so many yantras. I might as well get the blessings here. This was from, oh my goodness, maybe 15 years ago. So, and what does he do? We have a 9-planet yantra. This was a long time ago as well. So I'm not sure if you can see it. Maybe if I hold it this way. Yeah, right, there we go. So we can see that all the planets are arranged in this yantra, and they have different forms. So let's look at Saturn, because today is Saturday. Saturn is located here. So you can get the blessings of Lord Saturn by just, you can see he's got the trident, he's got the half moon, so he's a form of Shiva as the Saturn. in this particular yantra, there are 9 planets who are represented by Lord Vishnu, as in the Navatirupati temples in South India indicate. But just so that you get the blessings of the 9 planets, when you align with these 9 planets, then that means that you are getting the most out of your time. And so that's a blessing from Bhairava. So anytime you see a service that is offered through Pillai Center or Ashravid, try to do it, try to participate, or just tune in, read about it. That's free. And then generally speaking, we do something here, which is free as well, so that there's no reason why you cannot get into the energy of these archetypes who govern the power behind time. So the ticking of the seconds and the minutes and the hours on the clock, and then the days, the months, or days, weeks, months, years on the calendar, right? We have our goals, but we don't know how to do it on our own because it's going too slow. So going higher means going faster. So we go higher in our consciousness and we tap into these energies of time, and then we will have peace, and we will be happy because we're manifesting with the blessings coming from these guardian angels, right? They're taking us, they're saying, don't do that, do this, right? So without further ado, let's get into a meditation where we can experience it internally. And then some people who have been on the path for a long time, they might have some visions. And then those people who are brand new, you might too, because you have an open mind. So whether you're new or not so new on the path, you might have an experience with these divine beings, and then we can share them afterwards once we open up the line. So without further ado, let's get into a state of receptivity where we are closing off our phones. I have to do that as well. I was charging mine, that's why I didn't. There we go. So we want to make sure that, or either like put the volume right down, put it off, vibrate, just shut the thing off. Just for this moment, because this is a better use of your time than to, check your messages and so on, or to do whatever you need to do. If there's important things, for sure, you got to do it. And some members do. God bless you. You're able to take care of your kids and drive and do all these other things and still tune in internally. So that's what it is. It's all about tuning in internally. So if you can, though, close your door and then be in a space of receptivity. If you have an incense or some light, that's fine. If you don't, you can just imagine it being there. But we're going to guide you through the process, and Dr. Pillai will be empowering you. So make sure that you feel as you're being given the guidance, tune into his energy all the time, because he knows this time slot is happening, and he is going to empower your soul so that you can experience a shift in time, a timeline jump. You're going to jump out of slow time and get miracle consciousness in you so that you can have a miracle in this moment. Maybe an issue will get resolved. You'll see it, you'll feel it. Oh my God, where did that come from? It's awesome. I'm done with that now. I didn't have to do anything, just close my eyes and pay attention. Right? And that happens to people because they're so clear. And then the solution comes. So that might happen. You might have some experiences where you're just like, oh God, is there like a severe storm going on inside of me? Yeah, probably. So let it go. Let the light take over. Just keep paying attention to my voice, and that is going to keep guiding you. And then Dr. Pillai's energy is going to be coming through. You tether yourself to the energy, and then that will be what guides you to go beyond time. Get rid of the barriers internally so you can blast through the obstacles in your life with the grace and blessing. So take your time to come back, or you can stay in the meditation for as long as you'd like. And then for those of you who need to go, thanks for joining. You can listen to the recordings that will be posted to YouTube and also to Pillai Center practice room blog. And we'll see you next time. Then those of us who are going to stay, this is part of the call where we can take questions. And question with those. And first I will open up the line for everyone. So if you're on the phone, you can press *6 and then that will unmute your line, or you can just locate the microphone icon in your Zoom, if you're on Zoom, in your Zoom screen, by just rolling your cursor, your mouse, the cursor over top of the viewing page, and then you can click on the screen and then see where that icon is. Someone was asking me about the veil. So what we do with the veil is, for this meditation, we visualize the veil like this. So the head of the veil is in the spot where our two eyebrows meet, and then just above that, and then we're imagining it being in the middle of our brain, right? Because we want it to be like this, where it's in alignment with our spine. This is quite a long veil. So this is also available on Pillai Center, so you can get them for your own use. And it's a silver one, and it's so amazing. I've had it for years. And then what you do is you take this, so this veil, here's the shaft of the veil, and this is the head of the veil. So this is your backbone, and this is your midbrain. That's it. Then you just visualize it. And Om is God, Om is omniscient, Om means. So there's no place like Om, right? So, and where is Om? It's inside of us. So this veil represents the backbone part of it, the shaft part of it is like our backbone, where all the chakras are lined up, and then that pierces all the chakras. So it makes them to spin in the right direction. When they're spinning in the right direction, then the third eye can open, because all the energy is coming up and going to burst it open. So what to do with it, with the lime, you just take it, put it in, simply, like that. It takes a little bit. Let me try another. So you just have to take the tip and kind of wiggle it in, and then it's gonna get all drippy, but then you just shove it. And with all the juice, don't worry if it drips on you. You just wipe it off. But then you can have it and place it on your altar. So have it on your altar. Some people put it in their cars for protection, for throughout the day. So protect them while they're driving, if they're driving a lot, or if they're just nervous driving, or they have been told and you could get in a car accident. Be trans for 6 months in the sign of Capricorn, which is, it's exalted there. So if you are in real estate, you're driving around all the time, right? Looking at places. Real estate is also associated with Mars and also Saturn, but mostly Mars. And because you want the deal to go fast and you want it to be powerful, you don't want anybody to be in debt. You want them to have a beautiful home that they're going to love and live in for some time. So anyone who is looking for a house, or you want to sell your house, this is a good time. But check with an astrologer. This is in general. Remember, I'm in general. Feel like you're if you feel like you're out of control of your life, then your Mars is out of control. You cannot handle the energy. So then what you do is you take this and you do this every day. This would be a really good investment. And then you can put it on your altar at the end of the day, or take it out of your car at the end of the day, and then just throw it out in recycling. And that will destroy your karma. Someone is saying that You can leave it out. You can leave it there on your altar for the night, you know, the next morning, or that whole day, and then the next morning, you can just take it and throw it away, and then you wash the veil. Just keep doing that as a daily practice. Tarpanam is a really good daily practice too. We've talked about that. So Andrea is asking, what's the difference between breathing in Shrimbrazi and out exhale from the mouth Shrimbrazi? Okay, don't worry about your breath, because that's going to complicate you. Okay, so just use your attentional energy, and you're breathing it in. The breath is your prana, your life force. So you take the breath in through the nostrils. Look where the two nostrils meet. Hello, third eye, right? So you're using your attentional energy, and you're saying internally or aloud. When you talk, your breath goes out. So it's not so easy to follow the breath until you train yourself to that level. So don't be out of breath, because we don't want to. We need our life breath. So we want to just use our attentional breath, which is our prana, our life force, the force behind our breath. So that's the power of our breath. Breathing in and out air is just going to make our body to be oxygenated and take out junk that's not good for us. So our attentional energy goes up the two nostrils, and with it, Shrimbrazi. Shrimbrazi once. Then we go into the midbrain, we open the midbrain and receive Shrimbrazi 3 times in the midbrain, like a cup, right? Or a lotus opening. That's the third eye opening. And then Shrimbrazi goes out, down through the nostrils, but we only want it to go here. We don't want it to go out any further, right? So that's the control of the siddhas. That's control of the yogis, is that the breath, the attentional energy goes up through the nostrils, goes into the midbrain, opens up to receive, and then comes out, and it stays at this level. If you stay at this level with your breath, you'll pass out. That's why I'm saying, don't worry about your breath. Just practice the attentional energy first. That's a beginner's step, and it's the most powerful, because once you get that down, you'll find that you're not breathing. You see, why pay attention to your breath? You're not even breathing anyway. And you can get to that point. So you'll be using your prana, the life force, just like you did in the womb. How were you breathing? Things that make you go, So bring in Shrimbrazi once through the nostrils, and it will ping the pituitary, which is right there, the spot between your 2 eyebrows. And then up a bit is where the pineal is, and you're going to go into the midbrain. Open up the midbrain, grab 3 Shrimbrazis, a whole handful, 2 handfuls. And then bring Shrimbrazi back out here to this point, back up once, 3 times, out 1. Kind of looks like an hourglass, right? Another thing that makes you go, right? So you're controlling time. You're not letting it go. So Shrimbrazi is going to put you in the right place at the right time, doing the right thing, saying the right thing. And you won't lose your breath, because when you're breathing a lot, what are you doing? You're totally nervous. You're afraid, you're scared, you're mad. Or, right? The breath is you can't control it. But when you are centered and calm, a scary monster can come and you'll be like, You will have seen it before it even gets to you, and you will be out of there. You won't be totally like a deer in headlights. What do I do now, right? So you want to use Shrimbrazi to activate that which is not helping you to manifest. You're wasting all your breath, your life force. Oh, good. I'm glad it was a good explanation, Andrea. Okay, who's there that was echoing away? If you are, then please bring yourself to turn your volume down on your speaker or use your earbuds. Is there someone there?
Hello, Sukarita. Yes, Yasmin speaking.
Hi, Yasmin. How are you?
Thank you. Fine. Oh, it was wonderful. Thank you. I just would like to share something. You explained it amazing, because what happened today after the fire lab, and I had to, yeah, I had some time until 2 o'clock this morning because I didn't go to bed. And then I used the time to write Shrim Brazil. And I tried to, and it just singing along and whatever, but and writing it. And then I had this inspiration and a smile from the goddess to do at the same time the breathing exercise and writing. And it was really interesting because I could not breathe out fully. It stopped exactly how you explained. And my breathing stopped somehow, and I was writing and I wasn't breathing, and I didn't know if it was right or wrong or whatever, but I could not, it did not happen. I could not fully breathe out. There was no breath to be breathed out, and I didn't understand it, but I just did. I just did as I was told. I was told it means like I was guided to. So thank you for the explanation, because I was a bit confused. I thought, oh, did I do something wrong here? No, it just happened with the writing, because I wrote it five times, 108 times. So it was 540 times or something. And then it seems like we are just guided. We are just guided to do whatever needs to be done. Interesting. So thank you very much. Now you explained why, what, and how, what happened, just unconscious. Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome, Yasmin. And that's what happens is when we are in the teachings of Dr. Pillai and we're learning different things, techniques, and then we are applying all of them, or as much of them as possible, especially on a Friday when it's a power day for Shrim Brazil. The goddess Lakshmi rules Venus, the overlord, for Friday. So we will get really empowered or supercharged to do as much as we can to connect with this goddess energy, Shrim Brazil, and that will give us that experience of heaven and earth. And then with the Shrim Brazil, then we are getting those blessings internally through our life force. So we might find ourselves not breathing as we're writing, as Yasmin shared, and also maybe we're not breathing as we're chanting. We're chanting and there's no air coming out. So because the chant is going on internally. What is the chant? The chant is, hello, you need to come and stay inside of me. And then the goddess will be breathing inside of us. We will be birthing the goddess. So we'll be carrying her energy inside of us like we would as a baby in the mother's womb. So your breath might be going like that at any mantra, because mantra will protect the mind from being bombarded so that the thoughts don't make us to breathe unnecessarily. And then with so many breaths for our whole lifetime, that will be slowed down. We will save our breath. You know, there is a saying, save your breath, don't say anything, just zip. So save your breath means save your life, right? Don't get into arguments. Is there anyone else who has any questions or comments? I'm just going to read the chat. Please interrupt anytime. So Fran is saying, thank you for going into the clear explanation on Shrim Brazil Prana. I love the visuals. Great. Okay, so someone is saying about, talking about What's the difference between, oh, sorry. But what's the difference between breathing in Shri Brahzi and out, exhale from the mouth? I think I answered that. Oh. What is the new program for Lord Muruga available, please? When the new Shri Brahzi Mala is available, please. Okay, so the new Shri Brahzi Malas that are going to be available, I think they already are available. They were available at San Diego. I'm not sure if they are available online, although please send an email to programs@PillaiCenter.com or office@PillaiCenter.com, and then they will let you know. Or they may be available on AstroVed as well. Then the new program for Lord Muruga is now. It's been going on since February, I believe. And it is a year-long program, as with many of the programs now that you may or may not know about. So if you want to join a year-long program where you're focusing all your attentional energy at the level of the soul is getting fed with the blessings from these divine beings that are, all the proxy remedies are being done in India on our behalf. So there is a program that you can do in general where you're getting blessings all year long, and that you can join anytime. And then there is the one that's ongoing right now for Lord Muruga. You can join anytime. Check it out on AstroVed or Pillai Center for when the upcoming time is. So they will have the services that are available. You can click on that link. You can join it one time. You can even join it free for the one-time Archana on a Tuesday. But every Tuesday, your name and your star will go into all the services that are offered at power temples, power spots, homas, meaning fire labs, to purify your body, your mind, your soul. We've given to different people to make sure that you are getting the blessings from Lord Muruga so that your ancestors are protected, so that your whole body, mind, and soul is protected. So I'm participating, and I feel it every Tuesday, or actually before Tuesday. I will start to feel this strong energy come in. And it's like, oh yeah, it's Tuesday's coming up. So Lord Muruga, you'll start to feel him come alive inside of you. And how you will know is your chakras will get rocked, or you'll just have this intuition. Your third eye will just feel like you're on fire in your brain. And then once you tune in, it's like, oh, okay. And then you can do the chants. You can use the lemon or the lime, sticking the veil into the lemon or the lime. And then also, praying to Lord Muruga. Yes, who's there?
Pranava.
Hi, Pranava. How are you?
Good, thank you. When's a good time? I was out of it. Then I heard you, talking. I said, oh, it's over.
Were you out of it in the meditation, you mean?
Yes.
What part of it? Om?
My God. Anyway, when's a good time? One should sign like a sales contract after the new moon, or on a Friday? Does it matter? I know waxing and waning moons are really important, so I don't want to mess it up.
Yeah, for you, Pranava, just send an email to advisory services and ask when the most auspicious date is for you, because you're in that higher program. In general, though, we would, if you can, it's not that we can all the time. We want to avoid 8th waning and waxing moons. So 8th waning and waxing moons, 9th waning and waxing moons. So 8 and 9 waning and waxing moons you want to avoid, because there's a scramble of energy just in general. And you can be, it's not because you're unconscious, it's because that is the people who you're signing the contracts with, they got karmas going on. So that is not conducive to doing those kinds of things. and having favorable results. Now, having said that, if you can't avoid it, then definitely you've got to pray. But I know many real estate agents where they said, oh, Sucharita, you're just full of it. And I'd say, okay, just try it out. And then they were recording. It wasn't all the time that they were signing on 8 or 9 moons, but when they did, oh my God, troubles came after the contract. After the signing. It was like litigations. It was, all these different kinds of things that they could have avoided. So now they don't do that anymore. Whether they believe in it or not, they just listen to the advice. And then in general as well, days of the week that you can, our moons are 11th, 12th moons, those are supporting Vishnu energy, so that's for wealth. Saturdays you want to kind of avoid because Saturn is involved and that could be karmic and take a long time to work out. But again, it depends on you. There's a Prashna service that is offered through Astraved. And you can ask 3 questions and then the astrologer will let you know this is a good time to do it. But because Pranava is working with Hanuman Das in advisory services, it's a very personalized, customized program where she can just ask and then he will select through Lord Hanuman's grace and blessings so that everything goes very smooth and it is the perfect day and she will be protected and everything will go well after that. So that's when you get into those higher level programs, you get more and more customized attention. Hi, who's this? There's someone on the phone and their phone number starts with a 530 area code.
Hello.
Hi, who's this?
Hi, my name is Kim.
Hi, Kim.
Hi. I had a question.
Sure.
Yeah, I've had a yagna done for like 5 days about 20 years ago, and it helped me to let go. And I really let go of everything. And I was really at peace with everything. And since then, I have been at peace, but now I'm like really wanting to kind of bring things back into perspective of possibly getting a place, a little place to live and stuff. And I do have a Saturn ruled chart. So I suppose that's a good thing and also a thing to be concerned about. So I'm wondering what would be a really good step to manifest a really sweet little place to live that not only can I afford, but my income can increase.
Yeah, so Shreem Brazil.
That's it.
Yeah. Yeah, because that is the mantra that's going to give you direction. And it's going to, in Shreem Brazil, Lakshmi is the goddess who gives you comforts like home, house, car, relationship, anything that makes you to have comfort and joy here on the earth plane. So why would you want to do any other mantra?
Well, I kind of overdo it sometimes. You're right. Well, I would say why would have to do with the health, and that is another mantra, or is that inclusive?
Yeah, just for you, I would just, because you're on the spiritual path for a long time, you have a good cultivation. You got a good Saturn. Saturn loves it when you do a mantra and just focus on it and manifest with that mantra. So stay with that, Shreem Brazil.
Really?
Yeah.
So would also, I tried to sign up last week with, I think the Shreem Brazil.
Immersion?
Yes. Yeah. And I was thinking I should just go for it, just.
Yeah, exactly.
Support, all the support I can. But I was unable to do it. And
why?
Because I don't really remember all the details, but is it just start from scratch, get a new email, and maybe that's the bottom line?
Kim, can you please send an email to programs@Pillai Center and copy Sucharita at Pillai Center.
copy?
Copy me, Sucharita at Pillai Center.
Oh, okay. Okay, sounds real good then. Thank you so much.
Yeah. And we'll be in touch, Kim.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Many blessings.
God bless. Bye-bye. So
Also on that, I didn't get a email on Power Times from Pillai Center.
oh,
Yeah, which I always do. So I don't know what's going on, just to tell you. Okay, thanks.
thank you so much, Pranava. I will, maybe there's some glitch in the email matrix because last night, apparently people were not receiving the mantra list for the fire lab or the call-in details, so on, like the reminder. So there may be something going on, technically speaking, with the email service across the board, it sounds. So we'll get that sorted out. Thanks for bringing it to our attention. So Rhoda, if you're listening, please get that sorted out for us, especially with Powertime practice. Thank you for this service. After the last month's sessions about Muruga and Bhairava, there are two practical pluses showing in my life. If I call on Muruga at Mars Hora, my mind is more compliant, probably because the tools that are not needed anymore are cleared out. And this creates more space. Calling upon Bhairava in the morning balances the flow of my time. I am not ahead of events in the morning and behind them after 3 p.m. I am grateful for these practices. That is from Eva. Yes? Someone on the phone? 530? Is that you, Kim? Do you want me to hang you up? Or mute you, I mean?
Please do that.
Okay. So, so that's beautiful. And see, once we get into contact with these divine beings, they will guide us. So we can't get too distracted by, oh my God, I should be doing this, I should be doing that. Just allow that energy to come in and bombard your consciousness until it grows and until you get familiar with it, and it guides you then thereafter. And you might be working with Muruga for a long time, even if Shrimbrazi is there. It doesn't mean you ignore Shrimbrazi, because you want wealth, health, happiness, wisdom, enlightenment. She gives all those, joy. If you're doing your practices and you're not in joy, oh my God, then just lock yourself in a cave and don't be in the world then, right? I'm just saying, if you can't experience joy within, then you need to get Shrimbrazi and then activate all your whole spiritual process that you're going through. So all the mantras that you're using and all the techniques, the technology, the tools, the services that you're participating in, if you're not enjoying it, then as Dr. Pillai shares, don't do it. You want to get the goddess into you. You want to get Shrimbrazi, right? So she will wake up your consciousness to be in heaven on earth. Shweta, how are you? Come on.
Hi, Sucharita. How are you? Can you hear me?
Wow, you sound great.
I'm good.
You're awesome.
Well, honestly, I mean, thanks for this Wealth Rising program and being very consistent on a lot of the calls. It really helps to navigate, transitional times with sudden transitional times with family members. So I do attribute my courage and strength. I mean, I think before Wealth Rising, I have a foundation, but obviously, being on the calls with you regularly and other programs really help to stay centered and focused and to keep moving forward. So I'm really grateful for all of that.
Oh, well, you sound awesome. Thank you so much. What's going on today? Oh, Shweta?
Oh, can you hear me?
Ken, go ahead.
Yeah, so with any transition, it's always a beautiful opportunity to introspect even more, and also practically requires some changes. And so for me and I'm assessing my schedule and my time. And so now that we are in Kala Bhairava time, and you're speaking about it, Saranabhava and Udyam Bhairava, they're part of my playlist. But now that I'm in this phase of assessing my time with my mother, because my mother's life purpose was to serve my brother who's no longer here. And so part of kind of being of support to her is also reassessing my time and my schedule, of course, staying focused on my life and my spiritual path, but also as a mother and the creative force who brought me into this world, I also want to make sure that I'm there for her the best of my ability. Even more importantly, I promised my brother that she'll be well taken care of, which has also helped him transition, because that was why he was probably also the only thing that he would worry about. And so, you know, as you can probably feel, there's all these things I'm introspecting about. But now with Kala Bhairava and my time, I really need to be really even more better at not wasting it. So that I can be there for myself, my mom, and also fulfill my life purpose activities. And so my question is that with Kala Bhairava, is that the energy that I would be working more with around time manage? It's not really time management. I know we talk about energy management, but I wasn't sure if that's something I would prioritize, because there's so many chances it can do.
Yeah, well, it's a great question, and here's what I would share back. Okay, so Kala Bhairava is like the CEO of the company. Why do you want to mess around with anything else? First, go to the CEO, and then the CEO has the highest intelligence for that time period, and he will say, go to this guy, go to this guy. You know, he will, or she will say, give you that empowerment, that intelligence to go and seek out the support of other people. So to get the job done, or whatever it is that you need to do, right? So just like doing that in your life, in your everyday life, you're seeking out counsel from someone who can give you advice, the highest advice at that point in time. So Kala Bhairava is the guy who's at that point in time. He does time, so he's eternal. So if you're putting on his hat every day and you're in that zone of time, then no matter where you go in the world, in the different time zones, literally, or in the different time zones as in hour by hour, then he's going to help you to tune in and focus on that energy behind the time. So it's really simple to say a few Murugan Bhairavas, just like you started out with Ganesha. You just say a few Ganesha chants. Ganesha is also strongly associated with the god of time, with Kala Bhairava. So we pray to Ganesha, we pray to Kala Bhairava, first two, foremost. And then you can call on the other divine beings. If the other ones come, you just say, okay, wait a minute, you guys. I need to pray to Ganesha, meaning you're allowing the energy to come up, hit your brain, and get you into a divine time. Then you're shooting from your heart's desire up to 12 inches above the top of your skull, where Kala Bhairava is. So you just say Murugan Bhairava a few times, 8, right? You can say it 8 times. 8 is the number for Kala Bhairava. So you can just say 8 times Kala Bhairava, and then go on to Astraved or Pillai Center and read about those 8 power Bhairavas. And then you will know the kind of energy that they can give you. So remember, time isn't just a part and parcel of the day. It is the energy, the consciousness, the mythology, the spiritual blessings, the characteristic, the quality that is inside of you that can be activated with those higher beings. Because you're going into, and I think you are one of the people who said, how do I get in miracle consciousness? Kala Bhairava is miracle consciousness. So yes, Keep doing Kala Bhairava, the other ones are going to come. You don't have to do too many, just like now you don't have to do too many Ganeshas. Once you get in contact with Ganesha, you'll just be, before you even get off the bed, before you go to bed at night, you will pray to Ganesha. Gum, gum, gum. 3-letter word. Let it stick to you like chewing gum to get you unstuck from your obstacles. Anyways, you want to call on Ganesha in the morning before you even get off the bed. Feel the energy moving up. Once it hits your third eye, then you want to go even up to the 12 inches above your skull and connect with the red being. That light shooting up from your heart to the 12 inches above your skull, Kala Bhairava. Then even before you get off that, after about 30 seconds, because that's all it's going to take, then you do your Shreem Brazis. You go sit in your third eye and sit in your heart and feel Shreem Brazi rocking those chakras and the rest of your chakras. So you've done 3 deities. You haven't even gotten off the bed. And if you want to grab onto your veil, you can hold on to it or imagine it as your backbone and brain. And then that is Lord Murugan. You are set for the day. If you're going and doing the 1-minute meditation, Ah, U, Ma, Om, Namah Shivaya, guess who you're calling on? Lord Shiva. So you don't have to do too much. You don't have to keep saying, I want it, I want it, I want it, like a Toys R Us moment, right? With the kid yelling at the mom, and the mom's like, hey, we're here. There's your toy. We're going to give it to you. You don't have to keep calling, right? So you just do those few mantras and you'll be set for your day. And then allow, if you feel like, okay, I'm disconnected from Kala Bhairava, just keep doing throughout the day. Is that helpful, Shweta?
Oh yeah, no, super helpful. Thank you. Yeah, just because I was like, all right, I'll just add a few of them in my morning after shower ritual that I do. So
don't even wait. Don't even wait.
Yeah, I'll do it
Be
on the bed. Yeah, on the bed. Yeah. So because I'm doing Om Gam Ganapate in the bed, and then I get out. So now I'll just add the others, like you said. So and at bedtime. Bedtime I haven't been as consistent, but morning I'm pretty consistent. So I can make that change. So
it'll be 5 minutes, but 5 minutes worth lots.
Absolutely. No, yeah, no, it's worth I don't even know
what
the
It's gold.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you, Shweta. And I'm so happy to hear the joy inside of you. And God bless you and your family.
Thank you. Thank you for all your prayers and support.
Oh, you're welcome. So someone is asking here, when we're doing a veil meditation, I saw the Tulsi plant in my third eye. Awesome. And also when we're doing Shreem Brazi meditation, I saw it in my left eye. Awesome. I also saw while in meditation, I have a big Tulsi plant in my house. And also today I bought 2 more Tulsi plants, pots. What does it mean? Tulsi? Tulsi, it means that Krishna energy, Vishnu energy. It wants to come and fulfill your wishes. And Tulsi is a plant that is a goddess, and it is associated with Vishnu, Lord Krishna energy, to make things happen really quick. So without any effort, effortless creation. It's also associated with Radha Krishna. So go Google Tulsi and trust that when you tap your third eye and then you go to Google and you do your search for Tulsi, that whatever is going to come up is going to be the right message for you. Now, you don't have to do Google. You can go on to Astroved or Pillai Center, YouTube, or the blogs. So you just go on to the main site and then you can do a search, Tulsi, and it will give you a lot of information that is being channeled for you, because you're here as part of Pillai Center and Astroved. So it's kind of in alignment with the energy, the consciousness here, and then that will help you to understand your practices more. But it's an awesome omen. So God bless you for getting Tulsi. And this is the season too. I had a little Tulsi plant, and they're both outside now, only they're huge. And in 1 year, from last spring until this spring, I had just a little plant like this, just a little sprout. And now it's blue, it's blossomed, it's grown, it's exploded into, maybe about 18 inches. size pot and about this high, but they're all, it's a rectangular pot, and it's like a fashion plant. And because Tulsi loves to be in fashion, she loves to be taking the attention. And then when I look at the Tulsi, I'm like, oh my God, anyone who walks into my place, because she's right at the front door, outside on the porch, on the veranda. And so she's just blessing everyone. And people go, what is that? I don't recognize that smell. What is that aroma? What is that herb? And I'll go, oh, it's Indian basil, it's holy basil, because that's another name for Tulsi. So they're just like, oh my God, I love it. And I'm like, oh my God, come in my house now, now that you're blessed and you're purified, right? And then you can take a little sprig of the Tulsi and then offer it to Krishna or Vishnu. You won't offer it to Lakshmi. You will offer it to Krishna or Vishnu. Good omen. It'll bring money to you. When you wake up at 3 a.m., when you stopped REM time, the deepest dreaming state, during this time, you're half awake and half sleeping. Everything can happen during this time. You have very clear thoughts. Yes. Not sure why somebody posted that, but thank you. Correct. Okay, so someone else is posting here. I had some great experiences during the meditation. During the Lord Murugan meditation, I felt the body drop. At the exact moment, I started thinking something less than positive about my mother, who I adore. Ooh. It startled me and my eyes opened. Okay, so we have a karmic relationship with all our siblings, with our parents, and so on. And that is coming from previous lifetimes, and in this lifetime, we're trying to make it better. So in general, you may have an experience where your connection with your mother is really good, but then deep, 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 karmically speaking, there's a little seed that needs to, like a weed seed. And Lord Murugan, when you're going deep in the meditation, he's jabbed it with his veil and he's tossed it out. So just leave it at that. And don't look, oh my God, I have these bad thoughts. You had a little one. It's not even grown. Don't cry over, don't make mountains out of molehills, is what I'm saying. Just rip that weed out, just like you would in your garden, like I do when I get out there gardening. Oh, it's nice, it's spring now. So I just see the weed and man, it just makes its way along the garden, right? So you have to just keep going after it, dig it out and dig it out. And you may not get it that day, but I know I'm going back in there, getting it another day. So eventually we want to get all those weeds out. And then what happens? Oh, we find them again. That's life. So just treat it like that. Then immediately after that, part of the meditation, you called on Bhairava. A bright gold light was over my crown, even with my eyes open. At the end, Bhairava placed a gold bullion in my right hand. The weight made my arm drop. In my left hand, there was a pink heart and my left hand raised. Beautiful. You connected with him. Shwarnakajana Bhairava means to give you the gold. And Arkashana means that it is from the Akash. You want to get that blessing that is, you're deserving of it. So it has to come internally. You have to see it. You have to seek the treasure, and then you'll know it's there. So look forward to all the gold blessings in your life coming. And the pink is beautiful because that's Lakshmi. She's also associated with gold. Great experience. Thank you. You're welcome. I did the Wisdom of the Goddess course, Eva. It's very powerful. Thank you, sharing. Okay, so you guys are chatting back and forth. Yes, the Goddess Wisdom course is amazing. Amazing. I wish I could upgrade my goddess experience through a year-long program if possible. Manifest it. Okay, can you sleep with the Shrimbrazi yantra? You can sleep with any yantra you wish. In fact, Dr. Pillai says, take it to bed with you. Stick it in your pillowcase so it doesn't fall out. And then you can, put it underneath so it's not on directly on your head. But that energy will be like the machine, turning your consciousness onto Shrimbrazi while you're sleeping. And you can say, oh, somebody might say, well, I had nightmares. Does that mean Shrimbrazi isn't working? No, Shrimbrazi is working to get rid of your nightmares in your life. So when people have nightmares, or they have bad dreams, or they have, scary dreams about stuff in their life, oh my God, this is going to manifest. No, take your yantra to bed, or your veil to bed, or even a lime if you don't have a yantra or veil. People take limes to bed, and they let it roll around in them while they're sleeping, and it absorbs all the negativity, and then they take it and they cut it in the morning. It's a sacred object. So just know with the yantras or any sacred object that the God is there. So you don't want it to drop on the floor. And if it does it, where it just did it, you're upset. Don't be upset with yourself. You did your best, but stick it in your pillowcase. It won't come out. So Anant is saying, I apologize, I wasn't able to join earlier. What are you talking about? Kala Bhairava goddess, just a summary, please, please. Well, we talked about a lot of things, Anant. So we talked about this week, just to summarize for everyone, because we have a sixth moon now, and that is great for Lord Muruga. So we're propitiating Lord Muruga. You can also participate in Tiruchendur remedies that are happening ongoing, and you can do it for free. There's a free archana you can sign up for, or you can participate with the paid services. It depends on you and your budget. So that's happening on Tuesdays. So the next one coming up is this Tuesday, obviously. So you have to participate, put your request in to participate free before then. So the day before would be the cutoff date. We have Nataraj Abhishekam. So Nataraj gets Abhishekam, meaning it gets to have an elemental hydration, a bath, a sacred bath. That will only occurs 6 times a year. And so that is coming up on Monday. Yes, Monday. And then we have Dr. Pillai's birth star actually is on Ekadashi, which is 11th moon, and that's spanning over from Thursday the 10th to the 11th Friday, at least here in the Eastern Daylight Savings Time zone. So check it out on Astrovid or Pillai Center, wherever that is for you. The timing of Purva Bhadrapada is Arpuratati in Tamil. And that is the star for Dr. Pillai, and it falls on 11th moon. Get the blessings of Vishnu and also Dr. Pillai's empowerment to destroy your karma that's blocking your money miracles. Shweta.
Hi.
Hi.
I have another question. Post transition period, we're still in the 13-day period. So I've been, taking extra time out to connect. And I've been feeling with my brother's soul, but I've been feeling a little bit conflicted around it because I don't want to hold on to it. You know what I mean? Like I don't want, it's soared out and around beyond, which is a complete possibility for who he was and how he lived his life. I don't want to, I can still connect with it. So I've been writing whatever comes to me daily. But what I was curious about was with Kala Bhairava and timeline jumping, which you've spoken about in the past. How does connecting with a soul or any ancestors related with Kala Bhairava and timeline jumping?
Yeah,
it's a good multi-layered question, but I'm a little bit not clear. I guess need some little bit of order in my thinking around it.
Sure, it's a great question, and here's the thing. So Kala Bhairava takes us into miracle time. So how we get into miracle time is we get out of slow time. So that's a timeline jump. So you don't physically jump into another altered state or universe, alternate universe. You do with your consciousness. So you're here. So here I am. Here you are. We're connecting, and just imagine your hands being this unit of time. So we're in this time-space continuum. If we're calling on Kala Bhairava, he's not going sideways with time. He's not banging up against our hands and saying, oh, I can't go this way, I can't go this way, can't go to the past, can't go to the future. He doesn't care about that. He's straight up. So timeline jump means you go straight up. So straight up to your highest intelligence, which is miracle consciousness. So that when you're moving into the next time zone over here, so I'm going to move myself here now because I can't be leaning too far for too long. So we just move from this, from over here. So going up, you're in the future, right? So here's the past, here's the present, here's the future. So if you're in Kala Bhairava time, you are timeline jumping up to levels, higher and higher levels of time, where all these different constructs of time have been manufactured. And in those constructs of time that have been manufactured, or locations of time, lies a deity. They live there, they breathe there, they give blessings there. So for you to get in touch with Kala Bhairava doesn't mean that you're going to forget your brother. Doesn't mean that you're going to forget anyone who has passed. What will happen is you won't be in the energy of it, though. It won't drag you down or pull his soul or her soul in other people's cases. So it will, when we think about them and we're in our hearts, we miss them and we're always, just always thinking about them. Then you're pulling them into the world and they don't want to. That soul left the body because that's the soul's journey. We have to get over ourselves. I'm not saying that you're not, Sweta, you're doing awesome. But however, if that energy comes in, just pay attention to it in that you can say, okay, zoom back up into Kala Bhairava time. I'll think about you. I have awesome memories of you. I might have miserable memories of you. I might have conflicted memories of you. But that energy won't tether me to you because I know you want to be free. And I need to be free. So it's always a bit of a tug of war in our thoughts, isn't it? So it's not that we won't have memories, good or bad, but the charge, the energetic charge won't grab on like Velcro and stick to us. So you're actually asking the God of time to put his soul into those high, high heights, because you can. You can do that. We all can here on the earth plane, because this is where we learn mantras. This is where we learn how to do spiritual practices that are going to help those souls. And when we help those souls to evolve, guess what? Our cells get cleared out of their consciousness. They get to go, and all the memories of the past, all the memories of the future, all the memories of the now get all cleaned up. So you can have it, but you're just like, oh, that was cool, okay. Oh, that was terrible, but anyways. So you will just not waste time thinking about it and obsessing about it and feeling good, bad, or whatever about it. Is that helpful? Sweet.
Hello? Yes. No, that's great. Yeah. And I mean, it's human to have things come up, memories, and then it's just to like ping it back out and bounce it out and just fall into that like soar, I just want things to keep soaring for him, or that the soul. So just kind of I keep bringing myself to that if, as I'm cleaning out his stuff and, things come up naturally. So honoring that, but then letting it not, like you said, stick. So
yeah. And it is, it's part of our letting go too, because we want to be able to say, this was a beautiful journey, and good and bad and up and down, just like the weather. We can't control it, but it is what it is. And our souls chose to be on this earth plane together at this time. Maybe again, maybe in the future, we don't know. But we're going to do what we can now to release, to have that freedom on both sides.
Yeah, and thank you for the miracle consciousness perspective on it too. That's really helpful as well. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome, Shaitan. Good questions. Okay, the call information for the call tonight that I mentioned earlier in the call. The call is for Shrimbrazi Immersion Program. Those people who are enrolled in that program, I will be doing a Saturday night call at 10 p.m. Eastern Daylight Time. You should also be able to access that information in your inbox, in your emails. If you didn't, send an email to programs@PillaiCenter.com and say, hey, I'm not on the email list. What's up? And then you should have by now, as you enrolled with the Shrimbrazi Immersion, you'll have access to a course through Pillai Center Academy. And then you can log on there, and then it will also give you those time and meeting details. So that's just for the people who enrolled in Shrimbrazi Immersion. One more wonderful reason why you should join. So that's on Saturdays at 10. Okay, so someone is saying, I noticed someone who is a devotee of Babaji and he has Babaji birth chart yantra. What would be the benefits of having that particular yantra as Babaji's birth chart engraved? Also, should we just work with Shrimbrazi only, or for better results invoke Vishnu? Okay, let's start with the Shrimbrazi. Just do Shrimbrazi, yes, and you can call on her consort, because then you have both the male and the female, the masculine and feminine energies for creating wealth consciousness within you. Babaji's yantra, well, some people have it, as I do. It came through a service offered through Pillai Center or Astraved, and why not have that? Because it's the energy of this divine being who has come to the earth plane at this time to educate our souls. So the more energy or intelligence that we have that represents Dr. Pillai, the better off you'll be at the level of the soul. Remember, you're not coming to the spiritual path because, just for your material pursuits, because a lot of us have had these experiences where, okay, been there, done that, I'm dead. So you want to feel that experience of connecting with the divine, and how you do that is with someone who can help you navigate that process, because it's a slippery slope sometimes. And as we've heard from members, life happens. Life is big and life is full of good and not so good. So we need to explore whether we would like to have a teacher of this caliber always guiding us. If that's your thing, then yeah, get the yantra. A wonderful quality sleep is so important. Thank you for sharing your experience. I'm not really sure what that means. Here, Anand. I've struggled to sleep for several years with no sleep aid. The yantra, breathing practice, and meditation, it's deeper sleep with some fuzzy dreams. I've noticed myself waking up with purpose, sometimes smiling, sometimes laughing or singing out loud. That's awesome, Anand. And that's what happens when we have a touchstone, either in our waking state or in our sleeping state. It will be that which will clear up any negativity that's bombarding us. And we don't even know what's coming at us all the time. We just start to feel something. We feel tired, or we feel foggy, or we feel something, whatever we feel, whether we're awake or sleeping. And in the dream plane, as Dr. Pillai shares, we can get a lot of karma resolved. So if you have nightmares, like I was having, probably, I can't even remember the length of time it was, but it was months, where every night I was afraid to go to sleep because all I would think of I was seeing it, were war zones and just blood bath everywhere. And this was when I first met Dr. Pillai, and I was like, I just want to meditate to just like be relaxed and calm. And then he just opened it all up, right? And so when I met him, he had we all went to Niagara Falls. Well, not all of us, but there's a small group of people. And we were walking along in front of the falls. And he was just saying that, so are you dreaming? And I was like, oh my God, just nightmares. So then once that happened, then once he said to me, okay, you're finished, go read the Mahabharat go read the Ramayana, go read the Bhagavad Gita, which I did, and they're very thick books. But it's all about the human condition. Like they're all about how on the spiritual path, we get on the spiritual path and then we think, oh, it's supposed to get better. Isn't it supposed to be easier? Well, it's not so, just like life, right? So our soul wants to learn something. It wants to do something. So we get on a spiritual path. We read the text, the spiritual texts, the sacred texts that tell us how to, how these beings of the past in history, historical account or mythological account, it doesn't matter, because it's food for your soul. You can't measure or historically account the experiences of the soul. But in general, we can experience it as we're reading through those books. Now, that was way back when, before the internet, so it's a lot easier now. You can just go onto YouTube and watch the Mahabharata, or you can read, have someone else read the Ramayana to you. You can follow along if you want, but you don't have to go and sit down and read those books, because you get in an altered state. You won't be able to read it all at once. So it's, well, you can, but it'd be like a smorgasbord where you eat everything and then you're like, I don't really know what happened, but I feel sick. You know, you're overloaded, right? And then you don't enjoy it at all. So you just take a little bit of food for the soul at a time. And then that will help you to understand that was a prophetic dream. I didn't know at the time. But now there's like 247 wars going on in the world. And I've said this in the past couple of weeks, like I don't even think there are that many countries in the world. That's sad. So there's some battle going on in everyone's country, everyone's backyard. Now, how they measure those wars, I don't know. But the consciousness is there. Even if we're, you know, we put a blinder on it, I don't see you, I don't see you, we feel it. We feel it, especially spiritually evolved beings, because we're so compassionate. We're so porous, maybe that is the word, where we're absorbing the energy and we're like, what is going on here? So it's natural for us to want to pray for heaven on earth.
Sukarita?
Yes, Yasmin.
Can I ask you something about a course I saw, timeline jumping course on the Pillai Center. And when we don't have yet the funds, have to be careful how I word it, to participate. You see, in the whole period for Lord Bhairava, and I love him very much. So can I do the timeline jump course and have to use the time and to come closer to him? Would that be a good idea?
Yeah, the timeline jumping course is a course that's offered through Pillai Center Academy, right? Is that the one you're asking? Okay. Yeah, you can do that, and that's the way Kala Bhairava wants you to do it. So when you get connected with these archetypes, then just trust whatever course is coming to you or whatever service is coming to you is because that archetype is saying you should go to this first. Hello?
Thank you very much. Yes, I will check it out. Awesome.
Yes, check it out, Yasmin.
Yes, thank you.
It's an awesome program, and you will understand time. You will understand timeline jumping. So
the thing is that what I feel is so amazing. I understand myself much better because I have so many experiences for so many years, and it's like you ask yourself, all right, I mean, okay, but now I understand because I have a feedback. And I understand what happened 25 years ago suddenly. I understand suddenly, oh my God, thank you that I have a confirmation. And so I apologize quite often. I said, oh my God, because I thought, maybe I imagined that, or maybe this or that. And then it's so strong, but you can't share it with anybody, or you feel a bit, who would understand? So now it's so awesome. That's the reason I'm absorbing everything, because the flashes of things have happened and happening, and I feel like, oh my God, I'm so grateful that I understand myself better, and I can appreciate now. I say thank you for 25 years ago. I say, oh my God, thank you for that. You see, so to trust, to learn actually to trust the divine inside of you, to come back into this state of clarity and trust and a confidence, not arrogance or ignorance, a confidence what is natural, because that is who we are. We are divine beings having an experience as a human being here on this planet. And yeah, so thank you so much. Awesome. Yeah.
Okay, enjoy timeline jumping.
Yep.
Great. That's what it is. It's kind of like in on the spiritual, just because, as Dr. Pillai shared, just because you learn something about your spiritual path at some point in time, what's going to happen is a higher intelligence, or you're going to evolve to that highest intelligence, and your perspective is going to change. It's going to shift. And then you'll have an experience there at that point. And then, so whatever worked for you or what hasn't worked for you, it's not the right time. So we just got to keep working it, tweaking it, you know, being with it. And then everything will click, 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 and the whole pieces of the puzzle will be put together, and you will know, oh my God, it was totally divinely guided. And here's the picture of my life. But as your life is rolling out, you're excited. Oh, here's the next piece. Here's the next piece. I wonder how this is going to fit. So be in that state of wonder. Like Christ said, have the wonder of a child, not be like naive. You'll just wonder what's going to guide me next. And then it will be the right piece. And it will just click. And you'll be like, oh my God, there it is. It's finally there. And then next piece. And then it will be in that moment in time that your consciousness is ready to receive. So everybody is going to be, that's the beauty of being with Dr. Pillai, is that we have all these teachings in general, and then you got to pick and choose what is right for you. And that's the beauty of it, because you don't want to be doing just everything militantly. Sign up for the military with all those wars. So Anant is saying, Sucharita, were you going through a Mars or Ketu Dasha at the time of the war dreams? I don't know. Maybe I'll have to check that out. I was going through Rahu, Anant. Rahu probably. I remember that. Major, I don't know. Maybe the minor was Mars Ketu, but Rahu is pretty crazy anyways. So Shweta says, we are in Mars and Capricorn, so great time to invoke Kalabharva for planning, right? Absolutely, because Mars in Capricorn is structure. He's the sign of Sagittarius, or sorry, Capricorn is the sign where Saturn sits. Saturn owns that sign, and then Saturn also owns Aquarius. So Saturn is all about administrating things, constructing things, making things to have a structure, discipline, so that you can persist easily. You're not scrambling. So Mars will give you that, hey, it's about time, you better do this. Get a good structure, get a good outline, get a good routine, get a good discipline. So that then you're happy and you're passionate about it and you're doing it. You're not slugging against it. So Mars is going to help you to do that. Kalabhairava is going to be bringing in the highest, so that in your structure, you're not going to hang out with the, the lower operators. You're going to be hanging out with the CEO. So everything's going to be high, that high vision. You're going to see it all with Kalabhairava. And then he's going to pump in that miracle consciousness. So all the people under you are going to just fall into place. Sun in Taurus for wealth. Yeah, we're coming into that. So Sun is going to be moving into the second house in mid-month. And that's going to be second house matters, all about manifesting wealth. And second house matters are also creating that structure. So you're quite in alignment. And because it's coming into us, all at once, everybody here, that intelligence is coming in. So the questions are surrounding this intelligence. So it's good to get clarity. Jaro says, I shed tears today and you look younger. Thank you, Jaro. And its tears are tears of the divine. The divine is calling us. Our soul is like, I get to be expressed. You're filling up the cup. You're opening me up. And then you're letting it flow in, and you're not releasing it anywhere. It's staying in. And what is this? This is your brain. It tells your body, the rest of the body, what to do. So you'll have more vitality, you'll have more youth, you'll have more light, regardless of age, right? Dreams of Babaji. Absolutely. If you have a dream of Babaji, you have a tremendous blessing, because Babaji is talking to your soul. You won't pay attention during the day so much. You won't have those divine encounters where it's out of the body. So on the dream plane, he may show up as in a picture over there or as a statue over on the other side. He could show up in that form, or a form you're familiar with, but he will also, as he just shared recently in San Diego, he said he shows up in someone's dreams, and he won't always necessarily show up as himself as we know it. He may show up as a different being. However, you will know his intelligence, just like you would, say, for example, you dress up, you go to a masquerade party or Halloween or whatever when you were a kid, and you were behind the mask, right? And people knew sometimes when you spoke, if you didn't, use a different voice over, or they will recognize your eyes, or they will recognize your energy. They knew you were behind it, just so you will know Dr. Pillai Babaji is coming in your dreams in disguise. But he's telling you something about yourself. So whatever that figure is, if it's a monster, then maybe you just got to face your fears, face whatever's scaring the bejesus out of you. So the dreams equate connection to your dreams are karmic. So you can get rid of karma, or you can enjoy karma. Okay, so your dreams are just thoughts that are going on in your subconscious mind when you're sleeping. So Sun is in Aries still, yes. Venus is in Taurus. Taurus is his holiday home. Taurus is the owner of where Venus owns Taurus. Venus also owns Libra. So Sun is just going to be going over into Taurus, and both of those planets are bright. So you'll feel very enlightened, enlivened, and bright. Soul is associated with the sun. So you want to feed your soul with the consciousness of wealth. So then you're in natural time. So Bhairava will also help you to align yourself naturally with time. And then you look at it and go, oh my God, that was a Venus horror. That was a sun horror. So if you haven't been able to follow the horrors, this is a great time to call on Bhairava to help you to understand that, energetically speaking, and then you will be in that state of consciousness. And then you can go and look at it on Horror Watch or Ashraved. Libra is his office where he goes to work. Also, anyone has seen Venus in the sky a few hours before sunrise. Yeah, it's beautiful. Bright star. All right, so that's all on chat, I believe. If I didn't answer your question then, or your comment, then post it to copy and paste it again. Lalita Devi, she has an awesome blog, explains what's coming. Yeah, so Yasmin is great. So people check that blog out on Pillai Center blog. Veronica says, I dreamed about Babaji 2 nights in a row. After I saw him in San Diego, he appeared as himself, dressed in white. He was sending me energy and taking negative things away. That's the beauty of going to see him in person, if you can. Guru Purnima is coming up. So here's 3 months notice, everyone, 90 days. If you want to practice your manifestation and connecting with something very beautiful and experiencing heaven on earth, 90 days, you can be at Guru Parama. I get confused when you speak of a planet in Capricorn example. Do you mean the sun or moon or sun only? Linda. Planets are transiting signs all the time. Okay, so what you will see with this AstroVed calendar, okay, you will see that, for example, this week, Mercury is entering Aries here on this day. So what does that mean? On the 9th, Wednesday, Mercury is going to enter Aries at 8:12 a.m. Eastern Daylight Time. So what does that mean for you? It means different things. In general, if Mercury is going into a fire sign, it's an air, Mercury is ruled by air. So there's going to be a lot of chatter, a lot of talk, a lot of communication, a lot of things going on. Maybe your intuition is going to be on fire because it's going into Aries, which is ruled by, it's a fire sign. So it's ruled by Mars. Now, the problem with Mercury and Mars energy is that you can have some lively discussions or maybe arguments. So watch out for that. You can also heal through Mercury going into Mars. It can heal that energy because it can make it light. It doesn't have to be on fire and explosive. It can just be like, oh, here we go. So it can be that. It can give you a deep healing. So what you need to know more about it is go get your own chart read. And once you start with that, then you will get an interest. You'll have an interest in where all these planets are transiting and how it relates to you, because your life is all about you, not about a book that you can learn astrology about, right? Who cares about all that stuff? We want the energy to be awakened inside of us. So Yasmin has posted the blog, the sun entering Taurus, and I believe that's the Lalita Devi blog you're talking about there. And then that will help you to get your mind into a state of long-lasting wealth, meaning create wealth, invest, do something that is going to bring more wealth consciousness into your everyday life. Is there a specific time to honor and propitiate Kala Bhairava? Yeah, so Kala Bhairava at 8 o'clock every night or day. 8 is a number that is associated with Kala Bhairava. So 8 o'clock, you can talk to Kala Bhairava. I wouldn't put it to a time. I would just start with the Kala Bhairava mantra. Always be doing it. And then you'll find at 8 o'clock that you'll just be drawn to do it, right? So 1 o'clock is also another time that is in a specific program. So just, 1 o'clock in the morning or 1 o'clock at night. So 1 and 8. We'll start with that. It just be saying Vudyamo Bhairava and imagining this lightning rod shooting from your heart, your heart center, and shooting straight up, and then resting 12 inches above your skull, like as if Kala Bhairava is here. He's sitting about this point, so he's sitting about 12 inches above your skull. And this is Kala Bhairava because you missed him. There he is, happy guy with his dog. So check out the services that are offered through Pillai Center and AstroVed, and that is going to be such a blessing for you. And then before the big day where we can honor Kala Bhairava, which is going to be the 22nd, we'll have a Saturday call where we'll do some empowerments and we'll do something special for you to connect with him, as in a ritual. But I'm leaving that as a surprise. So Mother's Day is coming up. Please, please, please go to AstroVed Pillai Center and check out the services that are available for bringing the goddess energy into honor your mom. So do that. Honor your mom, because without your mom's blessings, as they say, there's a saying in India that blessings of the mother are greater than God and Guru. What? So it's pretty high. Why? Because she birthed you into this world. Whether you had a good relationship or not, welcome to your karma. And just as someone mentioned here, I always thought, I think I have a great relationship with my mom, but then there was that little yuckiness that came. Yeah, it's coming from many lifetimes. So clean it up. Just participate, feed her soul. You don't even have to tell her. You can do it as a secret angel gift. And then you're really doing it for yourself anyways, right? Because you want everything to be beautiful with your mother. And again, doesn't matter what kind of relationship you had or have with your mother, it will be healed. Oh, 8 more new messages.
Suchrita?
Yes, hi.
Hi, it's Lolita.
Hi, Lolita, how are you?
Hi. On the mother thing, usually they have something for deceased mother. And when I was looking, there was nothing for deceased mother. So what would you do for your deceased mother?
Yeah, I saw that too, Jermaine, or Lolita, and I did ask about that, why they did not include it this year, because usually they do.
Yeah.
So what you can do instead is just go do a tarpanum. I think it's a one-time tarpanum. The one for a new moon.
Okay.
Yeah.
Because usually there is one for deceased, right?
Yeah. And then for you, I wouldn't worry about it too much because you're working with Hanumandas, so you can just send in an email and ask for your mom's soul's prayers.
Okay, great. Okay, and then I just put a comment in there. Do you have any time we could speak today?
Yeah, how about after the call?
Okay, that'd be terrific. Thank you.
Nice manifestation there.
Yes, thank you.
I'm usually really busy, so you caught me. All right, so it's true about our evolutionary journey at the end of the day. It's okay to use my Astrobet account for coconut smashing for my fiance. Yes, if you have problems or issues going on with family members or fiance or whoever it is, if they are not open to any of these services, then it's better if you do it as a secret angel gift, because then the energy won't be conflicting, because you're talking to their soul. They're going to be a part of your life, or they are a part of your life, but they're not evolved as you are, and they may never be. But if you want to help them to get out of some obstacles, then definitely you can do it in honor of them. So general rule of thumb, do not force anyone to do what you're doing on your spiritual path. You don't even know what you're doing. You don't. You might think, oh my God, that's horrible to say. I'm out of control. Yeah, there you go, right? So there you go. You don't even know what you're doing. So I'm kidding. So you do know that this is resonating, this service is resonating with you. You're exploring, how can this help me, or how can it help someone else? You're going deeper, you're meditating on it. You're not freaking out. If you're freaking out, please do not do it. Because you want to be as calm as possible. If you're freaking out, it means you can't fit it in your budget, or it's just not right for you. So don't do something that you're going against. It's like swimming upstream. Why struggle? There will be something that comes, and it will be the perfect thing for you. And then trust, you're in alignment with that. Yeah, you can have a big question mark, but a big question mark can be, oh my God, I wonder what's going to happen. That's a different question mark than, oh my God, this is, right? They're two different experiences to have. So we want, as we're evolving, we want to be calmer, and we want to be more in wonder and just knowingness that this is it. This is the right thing for me to do. Yeah, I'm in alignment with it. I feel natural. Yeah, it's going to be going down some rapids and maybe even a waterfall, but woohoo, I'm in my raft and here we go, right? Don't get in the raft if you don't like the ride, right? And don't go upstream with it. Oh my God. So do something. If you're going to do it for your family members, you zip it, and it is a gift. Keep it as that. Yeah, so work problems, if he's having work problems, then you leave the prayer, you put the prayer into the divine. This is for him. He's going to have roadblocks. I don't want any karma. You just give it to his soul. I can do this. Yeah. You're welcome. Yeah, you can put a second name other than yours on your AstroVed account. A little box comes up when we order service. Yes, Yasmin is saying that for someone. So someone is saying iPhone. What I plan to do after he agrees, gives consent. If you feel like he's not going to give consent, then you just, and you want to do this for his soul, then you don't ask. You do it for his soul, you do it wholeheartedly, and you don't tell him. There's so many people, including myself, who do things for others. And I trust that the divine is going to be doing it for them, and I am releasing, I'm detaching myself from it. And that's all I can do. I don't worry if it worked or didn't work, right? Because that's what is calling me to do it. If I ask the person, hey, would you like me to do coconut smashing? And they go, you are insane, and you know, do whatever you want. They're going to put negativity into it because they don't understand it. Okay, so just, you don't, if you want to create karma and you already know they're not going to be receiving it, or they don't understand what the heck you're doing, why are you putting that in the mix? Does that make sense? I don't want to discourage people from doing it, and you can do whatever you want to do. However, just giving you a little bit of guideline. So Shweta's saying, I'm confused. I thought we didn't want to interfere with your karma. Here's the thing. You can do it at the level of the soul, not at the karmic level. The karmic level is what's going on in their head every day. They're thinking, they're doing their actions. You're not taking them by the hand and saying, you do this now, you do that now, you think this now, you think that now. You're giving them food for their soul. There is no karma incurred in that. Because you're doing it in their name, not in your name. It's in their name. I want to do it for this person. And then that's done. The divine is doing it. Does that make sense to you, Shweta? Yeah, so iPhone is saying, I'm confused. If you're confused when it's okay and not okay, then don't do it. You're confused. Do it when you're clear. That's what I can share. Yeah. Okay, good. Because down the road, you might be more clear. So if you're confused now, then it's not the right time. So down the road, keep praying about it, keep meditating on it. At the level of the soul, you're affecting them. It's not about how you're interacting with them on an everyday basis. Oh, I wish you would do this. I wish you would that. Can't you do this? Can't you do that? Blah, 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 karma, karma, right? Yeah. So level of the soul. And you don't say, hey, I just did something for your soul. Good luck with that. Yeah, Yasmin says, maybe you'll pay off a karmic debt doing all these things. That's what it exactly is. If you're compelled to do something for another human being, it's because you have to look at your soul to that person's soul. Don't look at it as, oh, now I'm going to control that person. If you do, welcome to some more karma. Don't do it. Okay, I finally answered the question fully. Great, great, great. And Yasmin, that's good. That's what we're here to do in Powertime, is to help one another. So navigate Pillai Center and AstroVed with greater wisdom, greater intelligence, greater ease. And no question is a silly question. The question is because the consciousness is there and you're actually giving us all a gift. So God bless you for asking these questions and sharing your experiences. So maybe we should wrap up for today, and because looks like the chat has stopped and nobody is jumping in. So enjoy this week ahead with the blessings of Lord Muruga all day today. You might feel energized to do some spring cleaning. It's a great time to do it. It's on the waning cycle of the moon. So these next several days until the full moon comes again, or sorry, until the new moon comes, can get rid of stuff. You can release everything, right? Go to your closet, go to your garden. Just start it. Doesn't mean you have to complete it because you never will. It's always an ongoing thing. So just start to toss out or get digging, get going, take action, be physical. Mars is also wanting you to be physical. Take some physical, get some physical exercise, dig in there, right? If you don't have a garden, then go dig in your closets, dig in your car, dig in your, get rid of that junk and get yourself into a gym or outside. That's physical as well. Exercise. Mars is all about get going. Why are you wasting time? Okay. And then Kala Bhairava, get into him on the 8th waning moon. And then look ahead to Dr. Pillai's birth star this week. Those are power times. And then everything else that's going on. I think we have a Panchamukha Hanuman rare celebration service that is offered, but that's down the road, maybe in the 3rd week of May. We'll talk about it next week. So if we don't see you in some program this week, then, and maybe not in the weekend because it's Mother's Day weekend, then have a happy Mother's Day, everyone, next weekend. If you're going to be here on Saturday, then we'll really get empowered to have a great connection with our mom, whether she has gone to other realms or whether she's here on the earth plane. So we'll see you next Power Time practice. And thanks to everybody. Thanks to Yagna. Thanks to Radha for being the support team and everyone else who is supporting us through Pillai Center Master Bed. God bless. God bless Dr. Pillai for supporting us as we move forward in this week ahead. Namaste.